Welcome to Soup for the Soul. No portion of Soup for the Soul may be used without the express written consent of KimMeWyatt. This Soup for the Soul is called, well, I'm not going to give it a name yet. I'm finding it better if I do that. But this Soup for the Soul is about the abuse of women. And I'm not saying men do not get abused. And it's not about the abuse of women. It's about how to get out of an abusive situation. I do and am aware that men are also abused. So men, I apologize in advance if you hear me periodically speaking on women specifically. I do apologize in advance. Now, no portion of Soup for the Soul may be used without the expressed written consent of KimMeWyatt. And I want to have do a couple of announcements. My YouTube channel, please join the YouTube channel. I am revamping the YouTube channel and making some changes. And those changes are inclusive of me, of course, listening to each video and correcting errors via text. And you will see this text at the very top of the text area, and it'll say before watching, and you can read that if there's something there. If there's nothing there, there's no before watching, then the video is okay. Also changing cover pictures if necessary, meta tags, putting the items in playlists, which I've done so far, but I don't think a couple of them are in playlists because I just uploaded them, etc., etc. So, donations, if you want to send me donations, I appreciate that in advance, and all of that information will be at the bottom where this video is posted. Okay, so all of my information where you need to contact me, etc., etc., is located at the bottom of the video, or where the video is posted. Okay, moving forward. Okay, I know that I have listeners or followers from all over the world. Thank you so much. I am aware of that. I also know that there are some countries where there have been changes where women can vote now. Women can do a lot of different things now. Drive. I think that was one of the rules that was just, or bans on women that was just lifted from some country. They can drive now. Let's see, vote, drive, and I think there was one more thing. But either way, if you live here if you live in these here United States, United Kingdom, Australia, there are resources that women, women, that if you're abused, you can go to, and so there's really no excuses for not getting out. However, you have to have a plan of action for getting out of the situation. You can't just say, I want to get out and just leave. It's not going to work out. You're going to slip. You're going to use your phone. You're going to call this person. You're going to let them call you. You didn't know they had a tracking device or tracking program or app on your phone, and they're going to find you again. And this time you may get killed. I just did a Soup for the Soul on the 6 most abused astrological signs, women. And it wasn't planned to do 6 of them, but there are 6 astrological signs, the top 6, that will allow their spouse to abuse them. There are 6 that will not allow it. And even that is in order of, severity. But the top 6. So, and there's one that will basically lose their life behind abuse because they love the person they're with so much. They have no limitations when it comes to loving whomever they're with, none, and they will do anything and go to the ends of the earth for the person that is in their life, which is basically a form of low self-esteem. Okay, these women are very, very listen to the Soup for the Soul. This particular astrological sign, the first one or number 1 that gets abused, are very, very, outside of being abused, very popular in most cases, very outgoing, etc., etc. But in their home, there's always a different story in most cases. And these are the ones, once again, if I didn't say it earlier, that will lose their life behind abuse. So, I shoot straight from the hip when I record, and over 90% of the time. So I don't have this written down on paper or anything. So if you hear me saying 1, 2, 3, I'm just randomly saying it. There are different types of abuse. Please don't think that physical abuse is the only type. There's verbal, emotional, physical, verbal, emotional, and mental abuse. And and fifth would be a combination of either of those. Okay. You can be mentally abused as well as verbally abused, but the person probably never puts their hands on you. Okay. Likewise, you can be verbally abused and physically abused, which is usually the worst case scenario. And I'm going to tell you, verbal abuse, you guys, is no less than physical abuse. As a matter of fact, sometimes, believe it or not, let's just say you got whoopings or I hate to use the word beatings, but you got whoopings when you were growing up. Well, even though you probably remember what you got a whooping for, you may not really remember the whooping itself, and I know that to not be true in some cases, but I got a whooping. I just, and you know that you got hit and you know what you got hit with, but as far as like every single lick, I did this and I did that, so you're probably not going to go remember just detail, but you do remember that you got a whooping and you know what you got it for and you know how long it lasted and you know what happened afterwards. And in other words, some of that stuff will go away. Verbal abuse is different. When someone verbally abuses you, it's like locked in your head what they have said to you, especially if this person claims to love you, like a husband or a boyfriend, girlfriend, or a wife, for those men who are being abused. And so it's locked in there. Once it gets in there, you can't take it back. Physical abuse heals in most cases, even sadly, abuse from a spouse. You're going to eventually heal. Our bodies are made that way. However, verbal abuse is a little different. Okay. The scar tissue may still be there on physical abuses, and of course you're going to remember it, but it's going to heal. You get a black eye, 3 to 4 weeks, it's gone away. Or you can barely see it. And so, but that verbal abuse is sometimes worse because it's a person's most times true ideal of you and how they feel about you and what they think of you. And sometimes it's false. They're just making up stuff to make you feel bad. But then you have mental abuse. Mental abuse is you. This is you going through depression and things like that as a result of being probably physically and mentally abused. And then you have emotional abuse, where your happiness is based on that person's happiness. They come in and they're sad. You're sad because they're going to make you sad. They come in and they're having a good day. You're going to smile all night because they were having a good day today. And they take this abuse out on you. And so that's why I said 5, you can have a combination thereof. Okay. And this, you guys, my hands are so rough right now because I haven't been drinking water here lately like I should. And I'm going to tell you guys, please drink water because my hands are like dried out, and I don't even like touching my skin because they're so dry right now. It's like, oh my God. So yeah, even though that was off the record, but I've been noticing it for a minute here. So that's the different types of abuse: physical, verbal, emotional, mental, and a combination thereof. Okay, any combination thereof. Okay. Now, how do you get out? First of all, when I say a plan of action, your plan of action is going to have to be your personal plan of action. You can't look at a talk show and find out how a woman got out of a physical abuse situation and think that it's going to work for you. You may be, like I said, mentally and verbally, or physically abused, okay, that's the action, but your situation may be different. You got to take into consideration, do I live, what type of home you live in, believe it or not? Are you able to hide things quickly because you're going to be packing things to go? Are you able, or do you have like a 1 bedroom apartment where you have to be very particular about where you hide things because you have to prepare these things in advance to take with you? I'm gonna tell you, you do just now. If you're lucky, and you just say I'm through, and you haven't packed anything, and then when he goes to work, you make sure that he's at work, and you just start packing stuff. And when I say packing, please keep in mind, this is not the type of packing that I just did a Blue Cup in the Attic, and the Blue Cup in the Attic is called the Drastic Move, ... how to move without a trace. And it's showing targeted individuals how to get out of their apartment so that they're no longer stalked or tracked. So they can still be stalked, but it probably would be a little harder to find them because they're not taking furniture, et cetera, et cetera. This is even worse, or not worse. This is probably better because you're not even taking this stuff that the person that used that advice would take. Okay, with or without kids, you're literally trying to get out of the situation. Your goal is to get out of the situation, not to bring your whole makeup case. And please, people, even in the Blue Cup in the Attic, you can have this stuff replaced. And I know no other way to stress that, vehicles, cell phones, things like that. As far as the Blue Cup in the Attic, cell phones, makeup, and basically anything is there for this soup for the soul. You've got to have a plan of action. And so I'm going to paint a scenario only because there are so many different real situations. Does he work? Does he not work? What kind of home do you live in? Do you have kids? Do you not have kids? Do you have a special needs child? There's a lot of things you need to map out before you get out. Do you have a cell phone? Are you able to use the vehicle most times? And there's some women that are abused but lucky. Okay, there are some women that are abused and totally unlucky. Not only are they not able to use the phone because they don't have one, they can't use the vehicle because he does the grocery shopping as well. And not only that, you live in a place that's almost deserted. Like there's no neighbor for miles and about a mile away or something like that. So she's just out there without any help. And literally is a prisoner in her own home because I'm going to tell you, this dude may go to work, but she can't drive, and she sure is not going to walk a mile. I mean, unless she's a soldier, really, really wanting to get out. And if he has cameras in the home, you feel what I'm saying? Every situation is a little different, so I can't make up a plan of action for each and every situation. I'm going to tell you, there could be over 50 situations where you may have this and similar with a person, but your situation is probably a little different. You don't get hit all the time. You only get hit when he's been drinking, where someone else gets hit because he drinks all the time. That's two different scenarios. Or or he drinks every blue moon and you get hit. You know what I'm saying? So you really have to take into consideration your situation for your plan of action before moving. Okay. One of the suggestions that I do want to give is that, one, I just said it, either you decide that day that he gets up and goes to work and make sure he's at work, and you're just taking some of the stuff I'm going to mention and that's it, and you're out the door, or you do a 3 or 5 day plan of action. I'm going to tell you something. That would depend on the size of your home. If you live in a big size home, $1 million home, multi-million-dollar home, or something like that, then you can probably do a 5 day plan of action, because you can manipulate things and hide things in places. Remember where this stuff is, you guys, especially if you have a home like that. You're like, where did I put that bag? Also, some of these women with homes like that, they're, even though they're abused, they have access to fashion and access to hobo bags and really big, nice name brand bags. Forget it. You can't take this stuff with you. However, if you have one, and it's probably one you've been using here lately, make sure that you change bags and make sure that your bag is big enough so that you're not seen, and that you can put your kids' clothes in that bag, and the one toothbrush. And I'm going to talk about all of that, okay? As a matter of fact, I'm going to talk about it right now. If you have children, 2 sets of clothes per child. That's it. You don't, especially if you live in the U.S., Australia, United Kingdom, places where women have a place of refuge where they can go for support and resources and all that. Don't worry about food. Don't worry about food. Now, you can put some snacks in there, like, little peanut butter cookies and all that, or things that you may have made for them the night before in there. But you're not, please, 3 or 4 days of food out. It's unnecessary. You're going to find food, okay? Because you're going to go to a resource and I'm going to talk about the resources, okay? And phones and everything. All right. So let's start with the children's clothing. Two sets of clothes per child. That's it. I mean, from teenagers, 2 sets of clothes per child. That is it. If your husband goes to the grocery store and you don't, and he goes to the grocery store, and those little bags that the groceries come in, tell him you want to keep those. If it's okay to put trash in, make sure when you're talking to him that this is the nicest that you've ever been to him, and that he, be very verbal. Don't do anything different. But he might say, why do you want to keep these bags? And, we have trash bags. Well, we can save a lot of money because, we can recycle these bags if it's okay with you, honey. But what he doesn't know, and let him see you putting trash in one of those bags, but the rest of those bags are going to be used for your stuff, okay? You know what I'm saying? Resources. There are women who have access to the internet, even though they're being abused. There are women who don't. There are women who have a phone. There are women who don't. Okay? Scenario, you have access to a phone. If you have access to a phone, the first thing you need to do is learn how to clear your cookies and cache, because you're going to be using that phone not to make phone calls, but you're going to be using that phone to go online and find out resources like women's abuse resources, women's shelters for women with kids, women's shelters without kids. You don't want to call these numbers, but you do want to write them down. And most times, even though you've done a Google search or whatever search engine, you don't have to click the website, because usually the telephone information is right there. Okay. So just make sure you have pen and paper. Clean your cookies and cache. If your man looks at your phone a lot to see who you've called, clean your cookies and cache, you guys, on your phone. Every time you get on, and that way, if he gets it, he's not going to see what's going on. All right. But for women who don't have a phone, I mean, how do you handle that? I mean, you're going to have to go across the street and talk to if possible, this is just a scenario, talk to the neighbors and ask, can I use your phone? Most times you're pretty cool with your neighbor across the street, and so you go and ask Janie, can you use the phone? And then say, she's going to say, oh girl, my phone is just like messing up. Can I use your phone? She doesn't have to know that you don't have a cell phone unless you've already told her. Say, oh my God, my phone is messing up. Can I use your phone to make a phone call? And let her know it's private. Can I go in a room or something? It's very private. If you're going to have to make phone calls to these resources because you don't have access to a phone, make sure that you let Janie know that, before she hollers across the street, did you ever get your phone fixed? You're like, oh my God. And he's going to be like, what is she talking about? Like, I don't know. Let's go. If you're in the driveway about to leave, you don't want that to happen, because he's going to figure out something is probably not immediately, but he's going to eventually figure out that you use her phone or something. So you make sure that after you use your neighbor's phone, you tell them and make up something. Sadly, you got to make up some lies during this situation, and you tell her, gosh, thank you so much for letting me use the phone, because if he knew I was over here using the phone, he would be so upset, because he's so, he doesn't like asking people for anything. So please don't mention that I came over here to use the phone. I'll tell him what's going on when he gets in. Anything. you know, so she's not ratting on you on the cool without, well, unbeknownst to her. Cover your back. People, friends, family. You can't tell anyone you're moving. Sorry. You cannot tell anyone that you know that you are moving. You just can't. No daughter, no son, no cousin, no coworker, no supervisor. If you guys have jobs, no one. This is between you and the good Lord if you believe in the Lord. Okay? Literally. I hope you do. Literally. You have to plan this out. But the first and foremost thing above everything, just scoot all of that to the side. Ladies, if you're not ready to move, you can just stop listening to this right now. Seriously. This is for women who really want to get away. And they're serious about it. Probably attempted multiple times before, but they're really ready to get away now. And they mean it. So what you want to do, shoes. Dress according to the season. Okay. I'm being spied on, as you guys know, and it's kind of like, yeah, you guys, it is amazing how what some ignorant asses will do, excuse my language, just to watch someone while they're doing something. And my pet peeve is nosy people, and these are some of the nosiest. My neighbors above me are some of the nosiest dollar sign people that I have ever come across in my entire life. They get totally involved in someone else's life. I mean, literally. Especially, I mean, if they're spying and they are, someone they're spying on, like you go in a room, they're going to put cameras down the walls and watch and do all this stuff. Same stuff they were doing over there. How would you know how to do that? But anywho, so this is not about the blue cup in the attic, but I had to say that. You can hear the equipment coming down the walls. They know, well, she's not in the living room. She went in the washroom. Let's go over here. Get a freaking life. Jeez. So, and they know that I know. They know that I can block them from seeing me. So I don't even know, you know what I'm saying? If I just really, truly wanted to block them from seeing me right now as I am speaking. So moving right along. Even though I am hiding under something already. Nerve-wracking. It's oh God, okay, I'm going to, okay. Moving right along. So no contact with family members, friends, no one. I don't even need to go down a list. No one, because people, you don't know if your phone is being hacked by your abuser. You don't know if they've put something program or something on there and they can hear your conversations. You don't know that. So if you have accessibility to a phone or access to a phone, be very careful what you say, but never say that you are getting away from your abuser. Never. Because you're asking for it. Okay. Resources. Don't worry about food stamps. If you live in these here United States, you're basically guaranteed to get food stamps if you're a victim of abuse. Okay. So, and your marriage license, your deed. Make sure if your deed has both of your names, that means he can't sell the home without your approval. And likewise, you need to, like, for instance, if only, and this is like before it even gets to this level, most men are not going to abuse you while you're dating in most cases, but some will. They're going to wait until they have you. You're their property. And that's when the abuse will probably start. Here's the deal. You guys, I'm really getting upset. You guys went and bought a home, or you're buying your home. Be sure that your name is on that deed. I don't know what you have to do to come up with your name being on the deed. And you can tell him, baby, anything can happen. If something happens to you, my name is not on the deed. What are we going to do? But the loan, be quiet. Make sure he gets the loan in his name. But the deed, no. Because that deed is going to show that you are also property owner of that property. The judge can see that, and in most cases, in some cases, you can move back in that home with a restraining order. And that way you have, or you and your kids have a roof, or you, if you don't have kids, have a roof over your head. Your goal is to get out and stay out until things are resolved. And if that means you never going back to this person, your home rather, then you just will never go back to the home. If that means I want my home, that was my husband and I'm his wife and we have kids. I want the home. Then you go through a divorce and you let your attorney know that you want the home because he can go get another one. Or in your divorce, you put in there that he has to have you another home built. It just depends on your money and what's going on. Everyone's situation is totally different. That's why it's a plan of action for specifically for you, not you and Janie and Debbie and Kathy. No, this is your plan of action. But there are some basic things that all plans of action should have. Like I said, two outfits per child for clothing. If you have infants and babies, one thing of milk. And here's why. It's if you live in a place like the United States, you're going to get some milk. Trust me. Believe me on that. Especially if you go to a shelter, they're going to make sure that baby has milk. Christmas, a lot of these women worry about Christmas. Oh, what about Christmas? It's close to Christmas. Honey, I'm going to tell you something. Most times, if you live in a city, like for instance, Dallas, Texas, you live in Dallas, Texas, most of these, the Dallas Cowboys, are the organization donates to these shelters. Okay. At least one of them. When they get these donations, for Christmas, for instance, if you, depending on which one you go to, you may be eligible. Your kids, you may have to sign up for it, and there's a first come first serve. But if you're in a shelter, but your kids may get the opportunity to meet some of the Dallas Cowboys because they're really good, you guys, about donating for a beautiful cause, and that's to get women out of an abusive situation. And it's a continuous thing. But I mentioned Christmas because they may get you and the kids may get the opportunity to meet the Dallas Cowboys for Christmas. They pass out gifts. They will, in most cases, have dinner with them. It's just nice, or your favorite soccer team. You don't know what's in store when you get it, and when you decide I'm out. I'm gonna tell you, you're getting broken ribs, broken bones, busted lips, black eyes. You're gonna be out all right, but it's gonna be 6 feet under. Okay, excuse me for sniffling. My sinuses are still here, but better. Yeah, you're gonna be out, and it's gonna be in a casket. So you have to be very serious, and then, of course you're going to miss him because regardless of the abuse, this is your husband. This is your boyfriend. You're going to miss him. So, but get over yourself. Do you miss him or do you miss the abuse? Which one do you miss the most? Are you missing him? Because to miss him is to want the abuse. Another thing about shelters, there's shelters for women alone, shelters for women with kids, or shelters that house both women without kids and women with kids. And here's the deal. These shelters have rules. You can't go in these shelters and still contact your abuser in most cases. You're forbidden to do that. Because you are risking not only your life, but the life of the staff members. You're risking the life of other people that are there, other clients. And you're also, exposing the location, which is why normally, if you receive mail, it'll go to a P.O. box or they stress that you cannot disclose the actual address of the shelter. But honey, please don't worry about a place to lay your head, honey. Okay, toothbrush, toothpaste, and I'm just diving in here. If you have access to the car, access to go to the grocery store, and he gives you the money, and he's the type of man, everybody's situation is different, that if it's less than $5 or something, you can have it, and more than that, he usually, an abusive man normally doesn't want his wife or girlfriend having much money, because money means moving. Okay, but a little chump change, you'll say, oh, I don't want it, or whatever. You may put it in a jar, whatever your situation is, but make sure that you, if you don't already have this, that you get like small travel sizes of toothpaste, lotion, things like that. You need to hide this stuff in a bush or something outside. You need to, you just don't bring this stuff in and take it out of the bag on the cabinet unless he's at work or something. But cameras, you don't know if there's cameras in most cases. There are so many women who have planned this all out and did not know that there were cameras in their home that their husband had put in there watching them. So no matter how hard you plan, make sure that you have to think about some of the things. Do I want to bring this stuff in? Toothbrush. Okay, you're going to have a toothbrush. Your kids need to share a toothbrush. There's no need to have 3 or 4 toothbrushes. Brush your teeth, a towel, then rinse it out with hot water, hot running water. Hold it under there, rinse all the germs out, kill the germs, because I'm sure the water is going to be extremely hot. Kill the germs, and then give it to the next child. There's no, you need to travel light, is what I'm saying. Okay, there is no, and all of this stuff will be replaced. You go to a shelter, and they have a supply cabinet. Just check out their supply cabinet. Like, you're gonna be like, wow. Totes and totes and totes of different things, and cabinets and cabinets and cabinets of different things. Medicine. If your child takes medicine, and because you're married to the rich guy, the medicine is paid for. Don't worry about that. They can get on Medicaid, and the medicine is paid for. You may have to pay a nominal fee. Jobs. Sometimes you can get jobs right there on the premises. Or in other words, don't worry about stuff. Don't worry about stuff. Oh, use your mouth to question and ask questions about how this and that. They know. You are not the first victim, and you won't be the last. You are not the first victim whose scenario is similar to another one. You're not the first victim who's going to look at someone else and say, oh my God, I thought my situation was bad. Yours bad. Oh my God. You look at some of these women, and there's just anything that you can imagine has happened to them, from black eyes and things like that. And there was one lady that I knew of, and little bitty thing, you guys, little bitty thing. And she said that her boyfriend got a broomstick and shoved it up her anus, literally, to where she had to have surgery. And amongst other things he did to her. He literally abused her, really hard. So you guys be careful of that. So when I say plan of action, although I'm throwing different things out at you, you have to get your plan of action. Now, time frame. If you have a bigger home, and I say this because you can hide things in bigger homes. You can hide things under couches and places, so that when you get ready to move 3 or 4 days later, you can go to each one of these rooms and get what you need to get. Be very quick and get out. Don't hesitate. Don't, oh, where's my phone? And or anything like that. Your phone. Don't take a phone. Do not take a phone, especially if you have access to the vehicle. If it's your time to go to the store, for instance, and you got it going on and when I say by going on, you're being abused, but you have access to a vehicle. Your abuser trusts you because he knows you love him, that you are not going to leave him or do something stupid. So what he'll do is you go to the store and you always buy the things and you come back, because he's used to that. He doesn't have a clue that you're fixing to do a U-turn. Honey, I'm going to tell you, when it's your next time to go to the store, you're not going to the store. He just gave you money, probably, or you already have access to it. You go and get that ATM if you have access to it. However you need to get money, get it. Okay? You guys' money. However you know how to get it, get it. But that's when you are already gone. You have gone to the bank. You know how to go and get money out. Scenario, you know the account, you're on the account, but most times the woman is not on these accounts, you guys. So what do? He's giving you money to go to the store. You don't go to the store, you leave. You take the kids with you. Oh my God, I just want to, well, they can stay here with me. No, please, because, they never get the chance to go anywhere. Baby, can I please take them with me to the store? We'll be right back. And okay, I'll tell you what, let me have your cell phone and I will call you when we get there. You can even talk to your kids and say, kids, please ask your dad, can you go to the store? And just make a big deal out of it. You want to go to the store. Because if he's crafty, he knows that if you go to the store and you take the kids with you, you're probably not going to come back. Some of these guys have some of this stuff planned. They already know what you're probably going to do. And say, I promise I'm leaving, leave something. Say, I love this. If I wasn't coming back, you would know if I'm not coming. I'm coming back to get my purse. I'm coming, this is my favorite purse. I'm not leaving this anywhere. And giggle and laugh with it, make him feel relaxed. Get the H backwards 3LL out of there. That hobo bag that you have, and I'm talking about women that have money and they have these bags and all of this, and honey, that bag, before you left to go to the store, you knew that day you had to go to the store, but he was at work. Okay. You can say, honey, I got to go to the store tomorrow so that I can cook this, that, and the other. You already know, planned. He's not questioning it. He has to eat. You got to eat to live. He knows you need to go to the store so you can cook. That's a done deal. Now, what you do from there, those bags, those plastic bags, like if whether you go to the store or he goes to the store, keep those grocery store bags, you guys. They're going to be your friend. You're going to need them. So you just go around that house and put everything in your hobo bag, but don't make it obvious that there's something in there. Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that? See what I'm saying? Idiots. Pure bona fide idiots. That, gosh. There it is again. You guys, oh God. Pray for me, you guys. And like I said before, I don't like too many people praying for me. Pray for me because I'm going to hurt someone. I shouldn't have to say this many times and threaten this many times that what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? That's unnecessary. I've come home. My back door's been open. I've come home. The sheets that's up, and look at the Blue Cup in the Attic videos. The sheets that I put up in the ceiling, from the ceiling to the floor. The corner is hanging down. I just went somewhere yesterday, come back, didn't see it initially when I got back, but about 20, 25, 30 minutes later, looked up, and I look at this stuff every day, you guys. I know how it is because I am being spied on. So I know how my stuff is. I see it every day, multiple times a day. You put up something, they can't see you. You leave, they come in your apartment. And I just talked to management today. I'm not going to say what we talked about, but she's fully aware of what's going on. And she had this look on her face like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. In other words, like, she knows something, and I can't go into detail like what we're talking about once again, but it's amazing. So moving right along, I'm not going to give them the glory. Yeah, but wow. So every situation is different, you guys. You got to analyze your situation. Kids, no kids. Grocery store. How far is the grocery store? Do I have access to the vehicle? Do I have a cell phone? No, I don't have a cell phone. Okay, what do I do in that situation? Do I have access to the internet? Sometimes you don't have a cell phone, but you can get on the internet. You got to be very specific about analyzing your situation and coming up with a plan of action based on your situation. You've studied your husband or spouse. What makes him curious? What will he do? Does he go in your purse? Gosh, that's a good one. What's the use of putting the stuff in your purse if he goes in your purse? I'm going to tell you something. If he is a real big time abuser, but he lets you go out to go to the store because you have come back like an old dog, old lost dog that has found its way back home, and so he knows you're going to be coming back to the domain, chances are he's probably going to look through your bag. Okay, if you have, I mean, you know what did I say that right? If you have one of those types of men, okay, chances are, man, it just amazes me how women that decide they want to leave, they get caught because they don't analyze, is he going to look through my bag or not? If he looks through your bag, you gotta come up with another plan, not the one I just came up with. If he's that type of dude that look through your purse, I mean your handbag, and there are ones who do that, you guys. And if you've made it very obvious, Kimmy said not to take but one can of Similac, but I'm going to take 2. Come on, he's going to look through that bag. And guess what? Sadly, if he looks through that bag and he's a smart dude, chances are he's going to just dumb for hitting on you, but smart. He's going to see those 2 sets of clothes. He's going to see that toothbrush. The 2 sets of clothes are going to do it. And guess what? You're going to get abused. And you may not survive it because you're showing him your disloyalty, that you were leaving him. And that's, oh no. That's a no-no. So in a nutshell, your plan of action: be quiet. Don't say anything to anyone, because you don't know if it's gonna get back to him. But more importantly, back to him rather. But more importantly, you don't know what's on your phone, app, tracking device, whatever. You don't know that. And like I said, clean your cache and cookies if you have to go to a website. Neighbors, tell them to be quiet. Make up something. I don't say anything to John about me using the phone. He's really uppity, basically, and he would get upset. Don't even mention it to your husband, because it's kind of embarrassing for the phones to be messed up. Like, anything that you need to do. Wow. I just paused for the longest because it really is amazing how the different plans of actions that women can have, and men as well. But here's the deal with men and abuse. Most men can get away. God made Adam first, that whole thing. They have jobs in most cases, and they can get away from the situation faster than women. May not have any kids, and even if they do, they're with their mom, and just all kinds of scenarios for men as well. But most times, ladies, men can get out of a situation, an abusive situation, and yes, they get out way quicker than we do. We're emotional. You're going to get to that shelter, and you're going to start thinking about how good that man's sex is, how he does this, and you guys have your sex life is great. And these men usually love making love really hard, to the woman they're abusing. I mean, literally really hard. And it may feel nice to you that he does that, and which is another reason why there's the abuse. Because you are so into how he makes love, taking love to you, taking control of the situation. I don't care what's going on. You get in that shelter, you don't know who he is. This is why I say, if you're not serious about this situation, don't listen to this video. You can listen to it, but you know what? Don't fool yourself, because what's going to probably happen, you're going to end up getting killed. If your situation is that bad because you slipped and did something the wrong way. You did something that you should not have done. So, you're thinking you're doing a good thing, but in actuality, it did nothing but help you to get trapped. cell phones. Okay, this is going to be the last part of it. In your cell phone, I did a Sue for the Soul called, or Blue Cup in the Attic, or the Blue Cup in the Attic, or let me say that again, the Blue Cup in the Attic, on how they use your, it's called gang stalking, ... They use your self IMEI number. Gang stalking, ... They use your cell IMEI number. The IMEI number, you guys, is the international, oh God, what is it called? International Mobile Equipment Identification. Okay. That's what that stands for, which means I don't care if you change your phone number, honey. He's gonna find you, because if he knows that IMEI number, there's 3 ways to get it. Just to let you know, because you can actually take the label out the back behind the battery, write the IMEI number down though, just in case it's needed. If you have a customer service problem, or you have a 2-month-old phone and it's still under registration, but you have taken the number out. First of all, it basically voids it being sellable when you take it out. But this is your life. You have to be careful, and go ahead and take that number out of the back. But it can also be retrieved via #06#, if I'm not mistaken. It can also be retrieved in the About Phone section in your phone. The reason why you want to get rid of phones is because if he knows the IMEI number of that phone, he can call your carrier. The phone may be in his name. Okay. You can call the carrier and say, this is Mrs. Johnson. I'd like to cancel that service for that particular phone. They're going to probably say, because there's 3 phones on the account, which phone are you talking about? And like I said, I can go on and on and on and on and on, but be sure to get rid of that phone. Just like I said in, the Blue Cup in the Attic, the drastic move. Okay, you guys are fixing to hear me act a plumb fool right now, okay? I am trying to have a private moment recording, and the idiots above me are putting shit down the wall so they can hear what the F I'm saying and what I'm doing. I'm so glad the manager is on my page. They have gone from each fucking wall in here. Excuse my language, you guys. I am so freaking tired of them. It's just like, Lord, can I please pull my guns out and shoot them? Just shoot through the walls. They act like, you guys, when I tell you these are some loco idiots that need to be in an insane asylum. No, they really do. Walking around here trying to pretend like they're sane, and they're 2 of the most insane idiots on the planet. Following instruction for a little $5 and I'm telling you guys, I'm just ooh-wee. Really. Back to what I was saying. I do apologize. It's just annoying, you guys, for someone to. I see what it is. I have this. Okay, keep up with the Blue Cup in the Attic. If you really want to know what's going on in my life, join my YouTube channel and keep up with the Blue Cup in the Attic playlist. I would like for you to listen to all of them, but that one right there just tells a story. Most of these videos, or you can go there, or you can also see pictures and all kinds of stuff on my channel, on my collection, the Blue Cup in the Attic collection, and all this information is at the bottom. Okay, I have 33 collections on Google Plus, blah 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 blah. One of them is called the Blue Cup in the Attic. You guys, it's like just looking at how I have to live sometimes. I have no privacy. But here's the deal. This is why I know they think they're bad as hell. If they can see me. You see this person covering up, trying to hide, and you still feel like you could just run after her and see what the F she's doing. That's grounds for dismissal, you guys. And trust me, I'm asking you guys to pray for me for a reason. I've had it up to here with these idiots above my head. It's getting to the point where the next time I see them, I'm just going to shoot. I'm serious. I'm just keeping it real. But I am documenting everything. Every little single thing that happens in my apartment that was not that way when I left, I'm documenting everything because guess what? I got rights and I'm going to use them. You know, it's just ridiculous. So, anywho, just, oh my God. It's just like that little sister that just followed you everywhere you went. You know, I would prefer to have that than some grown idiot following me around in my apartment. Booed up at that. You know, that's amazing. When I say booed up, you guys, for those you that don't know, in a relationship, who does that? So, this is Kimmy Wyatt. Thank you for joining this Soup for the Soul. I hope you enjoy all of my Soup for the Souls. Don't forget to join the YouTube channel, to follow the channel, as well as click the notification bell so that you will get notification of new vids that I post up. And playlists. Now the videos are in playlists, except for about 2 or 3 of them. And you know how I do it. Yeah, and I do apologize. It's just that some people are just that idiotic, you know, that's stupid. And I'm telling you, if you guys, they know I know what to do, so they can't see me. They're going to the ends of the earth to try to see me, and all it takes is for me to do 1 or 2, 3 things, and that's a wrap. Jesus of Nazareth. Hasta la vista, Buenos Aires, buenas noches, arrivederci, au revoir, salida. Don't let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you. Ciao bella, ciao bello. Good, let me see, gotta go. I know I missed something, but, bye. I'm going to say bye. But I have to say this before I leave. Good luck, ladies and men, on your move. I know one thing that I mentioned, the bigger the home, the more time you have. 5 days if your home is a big home. Just ease stuff around in different rooms. Just remember where you put it. 3 days if you have a medium-sized home. You got to get out of there because you don't have a way to, less of a way to hide some of the items before you actually just go scoop them up to leave, and put in your bag. Okay. And if you live in an apartment and you're being abused, 2 to 3 days, you guys plan this out. 2 to 3 days to get out, not plan it. You can plan it way longer than that, and I suggest you do. But 2 or 3 days to get out. You can use that vehicle detour and pretend like you're going to the store. You're not going to the store. You're going to that shelter. Those people you talked to on Thursday who said that you're guaranteed a space on Friday with your kids. Go in there and relax, get you some rest, heal and pray. Pray for your abuser. That doesn't mean you hate the person. You're just tired of being hit. So pray for them. Pray that in their next relationship, they don't touch anyone. Pray that you don't go back. Say, Lord, I love my husband. I do. Even though he's abusing me, please give me the strength to stay where I am. I've been here 3 days. I feel so relieved. My kids seem to be happy. They're mingling with other kids. Christmas is coming, and I just found out that, the Dallas Cowboys are going to, give the kids presents and things like that. And I also found out blah, 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 blah. Just talk to the Lord like you're talking to you're one of your good friends. I do it all the time. Talk to the Lord like he is one of your friends. Okay, all right, you guys. Hasta la vista, bueno. I think I already did the hasta la vistas and the Buenos Aireses and nocheses. Yeah. You know what? This foil in front of me. I got some foil on the wall in front of me. It just fell. That's satanic, you guys. I'm talking Satan. I'm telling you guys, Satan is on it. But he's really not. He's a jerk. He is a freaking jerk, and I don't care who knows. Satan is a jerk. Got some soup for the souls coming up on, speaking of Satan, NPD, narcissistic, let's see, what is it called? Gosh, what is it called? NPD. I know the disorder is the last part of it, but anyways, I'm going to talk about a narcissist. Okay, narcissist is Satan. Wholeheartedly, Satan. Okay, a narcissist is a person that has no ability to have empathy for someone. Who do you know? Or what creature do you know is like that? Satan. And a lot of people know this is off the record and I'm going to go, but just like God has the capabilities to love, Satan is the opposite. He cannot love. It is not even a part of him. But Satan's angels are out here like these idiots that I'm talking about. I mean, they are out here. We're in the end times, honey. And it's amazing. I don't care how much you tell a person they're going to burn to death. I mean, their soul is going to burn forever. Satan. It says in the end days, basically that people will be doing things that they normally wouldn't do, and the Jezebel spirit, I think, is what it is, where the woman, where women they're going to know the way. They're going to know not to do something, but they're going to do it anyway. End times, you guys. The tsunamis, the hurricanes right behind each other. Don't get me wrong. That stuff has been going on. We know that ever since the beginning of time. But it's you got 5 or 6 hurricanes right behind each other. You guys wake up, smell the coffee. And I'm an empath. And look up empath on YouTube. EMPATH. Okay? The reason why you want to look up empath is because that's going to describe tell you about what an empath is, but also what our purpose is, why we're here. Okay? We are messengers, and that's it. We are not, what do they call them? Oh God, what is it when someone, a lot of people will self-title themselves this, a prophet, I'm prophetess and I'm a prophet. No, you're not a prophet. Okay. You're trying to make a prophet. Okay. I'm sorry, you guys. I had to. I'm prophet this and prophet. Okay, when did this begin? How did it happen? You're not a prophet. You are a false prophet. But you're really trying to make a prophet. Okay, let me go. Got some stuff coming up. That one. Oh God, I almost had it again. It's called narcissistic personality disorder. NPD. That's what it is. Which is a mental condition. And these are people who absolutely they have an inflated sense of superiority. They think that everyone is supposed to just love them and everything. But here's this other side. They have no empathy. They're jealous hearted and yada, yada, yada. And so I'm going to be doing a Soup for the Soul on that. Let's see, just a couple of others coming up. But also, like I said, working on the YouTube channel. So you guys, let me tell you something I found today. Now, I'm always on my patio, and these pictures are on my Google Plus page. Okay. They're in the Blue Cup in the Attic collection, but you will see, I just posted them today. Today's the 22nd of October, 2018. Just posted them about 2 hours ago now, because guy friend of mine came to visit me. I'm on the first floor. I'm going to say this really quick. Patio. We're outside on the patio, and he said, "Oh, you wrote on here?" And I was like, "No, the little rail, the little gate or rail that, for privacy." And I said, "No." And so I got closer to it and I looked at it, and some idiot wrote on there, "You're next." Really? When? I'm so excited. You're next. Now, I kind of know what they're talking about. I really do, believe it or not. I know something has happened. If it's true, I'm not going to say here, and I'm not going to even announce it at all. But I discussed it with the guy, the same guy, and I told him this is what I feel, and I've been feeling this for a long time. God will show you things, you guys. God will do things years in advance ahead because He knows you will act a plumb, bona fide, certified fool. He will take things away from you so that your heart cannot be, what's the word I'm saying, too into the situation because of the time frame. I know what I'm saying. You guys just don't. Okay. You know, He'll prepare something 5, 6, 7 years in advance, or prepare you for the revelation and the news. Okay. So when you put something on my rail, and it was written on, we're on this side, and then I had to kind of turn my head because they wrote it on the other side. I'm on the first floor, go figure. And I said, I took pictures. The pictures are there. I wish the H back was 3LL. You would. If I'm next, come on with it. I'm serious because I as I posted as I posted, I got some friends I want you to meet in Smith and Wesson, 6 Hour. Yeah, I want you to meet them. Since they're not here, supposedly, I want you to meet them. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just fed up. You don't, is that supposed to be a threat? Please. If you were that bad, you would be in here right now. Considering my key is missing. You know what I'm saying? I wish the H backwards 3. You know what? I'm going to tell you like this, you guys, before I go. And I know I've said a couple of things off the record. When a person is ready to go, they are not saying they're ready to go. I want to go. Oh my God. No, they're at peace. They know too. We all must go. That should really be number one. When someone's on their deathbed and they tell you they're ready to go, 3, they have made peace with the Lord. Most times people who make this statement or believe in God. Christians, even though I have my own definition of what a Christian is, Christians, empaths, they believe in God wholeheartedly. They know that they're going to see, they're going to wake from this and go to heaven. People like that, I'm one of them. Don't threaten me. Please, I'm the last person you want to threaten. I love the Lord so much that I am ready to go. And when I go, however, I'm not going out like a punk. Okay. I may not go at all. You might be the one going. You plural. But I guarantee you this. I wasn't born a punk and I wasn't raised one either. So when the day, whomever wrote it, bring your $8 sign off in here. I'm here. What did he say? What is his name? A mystical. Here I go. I'm serious, you guys. I'm ready. That's how pissed off I am, even though I'm doing these Sue for this. Oh, hello. Thank you for joining this Sue for this. So you guys don't get it. I know how to flip the script and nothing mental. I know how to flip the script. You mess with me, then I'm going to open the door so you can come on up in here. I guarantee you. And with nothing in my hand, come in here. You know what I'm saying? That's that person that just kept bothering you in school, just kept on messing with you in school. That or that dog that just kept, that you had tied up or someone had tied up and they didn't feed it all the time. Anything. I'm ready. I'm gonna come out on you like a tornado, falling you going down with me. Yeah, so I'm just saying, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go if it's my time to go. That's the way to say that. Bye.